show too. If you're not having a good time, but if you're not having a good time, you're wasting your time. You say that every night.
Relationships and situationships and all things. Thank you so much.
Daddy Yum Yum, 265 gallons of pure milk chocolate. And you are watching the Social Dose.
Person you can be on and off the court. That means during your job and off of your job. You know, you got to stay consistent in your promotions. You got to stay consistent in your work, your product. Also with the dogs, you got to make sure you are contacting those people that inquired about a litter a year or even 2 years ago. It's people that I'd have called, maybe they told me 3 years straight they wanted a dog, and I just had to keep on contacting them. Like I said, consistency is key.
Okay. And when Bryston was on Before the Vision with myself, and like I said, I want to apologize to our audience, so we had to have him here again. And he's on Truth, Realness, and Options, Season 5. And once again, I'm Darien Willis. For our live audience, you can actually see him on the Social Goals Network, along with, like I said, the executive producer of TRO, Mr. Jeff Trotter, who y'all are going to see soon with the interview by yours truly. So y'all be looking out for that. We go find out what motivated him to do Truth, Realness, and Options. But like I said, we're sitting here with Bryston Smith. He's the CEO of Chancell's Kennels, and he's also a certified barber at Chancell's Barbershop. And once again, I'd like to welcome you. So prior to us being live on, we're on the radio. We're also on Bryston's Live. We're actually being professionally recorded as well. We were kind of just talking about the ebb and flow of everything. So I want you to go and continue where you was.
Right. So, what? My mind went blank. What were we talking about?
Man, we were talking about how do you balance being an entrepreneur in different realms, like being a barber and also, running your kennel.
It can be tiring. People are going to call you all the time. People are going to text you all the time. And even sometimes people are going to waste your time, but it's not up to you to decide what person calling you is the person that's wasting your time. Because people have general questions. It's people that might call you for a haircut and they've never gotten their haircut before. They've had long hair all their life. So they may be asking you questions that you may think is dumbfounded or something like that, but it's still your job to try your best to do that correct client consultation, which is making sure that your client or potential client can feel comfortable enough explaining to you, even if they don't know how to explain to you what hairstyle it is or what services it is they want, or if they want their beard a certain way or something like that. Mixing that with my kennel, which is Chancell's Kennels, y'all. Do not forget, follow Chancell's Kennels on Facebook, because I will be having a litter. I don't know if it'll be late 2024 or early 2025, but I am taking deposits on that litter. People call me all the time about adopting a dog. They ask me, which I have German Shepherds, full-blood German Shepherds. They ask me if the dogs get big. It's not up to me to get upset, because these are normal questions that people ask. But yes, German Shepherds are a large breed, but that's a question that is frequently asked. So it's up to you to just make sure you're consistent, you patient with the people that are trying to see what you have going on. You have to, it's early mornings and sometime late nights, unless you are a early sleeper like me. I try to be in bed before 9 o'clock. Sometimes I make it after 9 o'clock, but I make sure that I'm up 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and I'm replying to all of those people that may have messaged me after hours or something like that. Because it's 2024. It's no longer 9 to 5 phone calls for your businesses anymore. You got people messaging you at 12 o'clock wanting an 8 o'clock appointment. You know, you got people messaging you at 1 o'clock in the morning because they dog sick. They didn't even buy a dog from you, but it's something wrong and they don't know who to talk to, so they turn to you. This is all responsibilities of an entrepreneur. If it has something to do with the realm and that you're doing your business in, you have potential people that will call you, and hopefully you can impact their life to where they may purchase a service or may purchase or adopt an animal from you. You know, it's like I said, man, you got to engage. You got to make sure that you talking to people and you make sure that you're a friendly person and you're receiving of different people. You can't be one track minded. People live different ways. There's white people that want dreadlocks and there's black people that want permed hair, you know? So that's the way that it goes, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And for those that have been watching, you're seeing pictures, and one of the young male German Shepherds that you see is Oreo, and I am the proud owner of him, and he's here.
Beautiful.
We want to I want to actually for him to make his appearance on TV. He has a podcast coming soon.
Okay.
Okay. You know, due to his activity today, you know, he wasn't able to make it. But you know, y'all able to see the pictures, and the most current picture you see that is today.
That's a nice picture.
He was taught by my fiance to sit, and when you say paw, he gives you 5. So on that picture, he's giving me 5 right there, and he's doing other things, among other things. So wanted to make sure you seen that. And I can say, like he said, I've been one of those people texting them at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 5.
Hey, it's all good.
Any type of dog stuff, I contact him. So I am guilty. I'm definitely guilty of that.
You mind if I interrupt you just for a second?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Y'all, I'm sorry, but I forgot to mention New Vet Labs. New Vet Labs, people. New Vet Labs. It is a company located out in California. They were founded in 1997. They specialize in supplements for your puppies, whether it be a dog or a cat. They specialize in powders and joint powders and stuff like that. It's all over my Chancell's page. They have shampoos, tea tree oils, conditioners. They have odor sprays. I was supposed to bring some packages for you all to see, but please just listen to me. Go and check out my Chancell's page and look at New Vet Labs. Promo code is 102805, people. Promo code is 102805. Order y'all some stuff, man. Order it for the cheap. It's great. You will not regret buying this stuff, whether it be the joint powder, whether it be the supplemental for the immune system pills, whether it be just some shampoo and conditioner for your dog or cat, or whether it may be even odor spray, just to make sure your house don't smell like, you know, an animal or whatnot. Just look up New Vet Labs. Order some products. 102805 is the promo code. Thank you, and back to you, man. I'm sorry.
102805. 102805.
Yeah.
You know, 102805. Yeah, man. So, all right, like I say, once again, you know, being in the world of being an entrepreneur, and this is what you do full time.
Yes, sir.
24 hours, you know, as far as income when you don't work.
No money.
Okay. So, you know, we talked about this on Before the Vision. I want to ask you these questions for on Truth, Realness, and Options. What has been some of the tribulations you went through or have gone through being an entrepreneur, man?
So, starting out being an entrepreneur, the first job, well, I mean, I had jobs as a kid, kind of training other people's dogs or training horses or something like that. But we're going to skip forward to my adult age. I went to barber school, and I always had to keep a job up until about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. I've always kept a second job. I worked overnight. I do not punch a clock in the daytime. That's a religious belief of mine because I dedicate when the sun is up to my barbershop. First and foremost, I always knew that if I was going to work a second job, it had to be something overnight. It took me 10 years to get to where I could just be an entrepreneur. And I'm not bragging. Some days I got to sit at the house and I got to eat noodles, you know. But at this point, my job as being a barber and owning a kennel, Chancell's Kennels, people, it suffices, and the rewards are endless in the entrepreneurship realm. As long as you stick to it, don't give up. It's a lot of things that's going to come to it. You may even have to pause for the cause for a minute and go and figure out what pieces you need to put together. But always remember your vision and make sure that you stick to it, man. I dreamed every night of just being a barber. I was like, man, I can't wait until I could just cut hair.
Right.
And a lot of people were affected by COVID-19, the shutdown, the pandemic. It did me justice. It opened up the doors that I needed to full on, you know, pursue my passion as an entrepreneur. Even though I worked another year and a half after the pandemic, I feel like I knew that my time was coming. And now that it's here, I'm reaping what I would consider benefits. Not monetary benefits, but the freedoms that come with dedication and staying in what you believe in and sticking to it. It pays off, y'all. It pays off. Anything you believe in, it'll pay off if you stick with it.
Okay. And one thing we talked about on Before the Vision, when did you develop a love for animals? So we like to bring that back to the table, man. Tell us about that, and then also tell us about the type of animals you actually bred.
Okay. Y'all, I'm country to the bone. That's why my hair is not done. My appearance has never been my number one strong point because at any given moment I can go out there and deal with some hogs or a cow or a horse or a dog. Or if you watch my page, I go fishing all the time and I'm in the heat all the time, sweating all the time. Animals I grew up around. It wasn't something that I realized that I loved. It was something that I was born into. Being a country boy was always a part of me. My whole family has always been that way. We've bred horses, we've bred dogs, we've bred goats, we've had pigs. Not bred pigs, but we had pigs. We've had chickens, and of course chickens lay eggs. If you want to consider that breeding, we definitely did it. Man, guinea pigs, man, pygmy goats, just you name it on the farm, we did it. It's always been a part. I've always had dogs my whole life. I've had German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Blue Heelers, Shih Tzus, just, man, Pit Bulls, man, just Bloodhounds, just hunting, coon hunting, just animals is my life. Animals is my life. Animals is the individuals that I trust the most. You know, they say you shouldn't trust a snake to do nothing but what a snake would do, and that's what I trust the snake to do.
Right.
You know? So that's just a part of me, you know.
Okay. So as y'all can see, and for those that are listening on SGR 81.4 FM, you can hear as well, he has kind of bred different animals. If you want to consider some of the things he said as breeding, like he said, he has actually had his hand in a lot of stuff and he was born into it. So that's a good, that's a good talking point, being born into something.
Yes, sir.
Being born into something, man, did you feel any pressure when you started doing this, when you became an entrepreneur?
My family comes from a line of entrepreneurship, so it's always pressure whenever you're trying to follow in the footsteps of the people that came on the family tree before you. You always want to make sure that the people that watched you grow up are looking at you and smiling and saying that, hey, we know what you were and we know what you've become. So it's always been pressure. I was in horse shows as a kid. I was in the 4-H club as a kid, and I was in goat shows, stuff like that. So competition is not new to me. And in entrepreneurship, it's the same thing. It's a competition. You want to make sure that you are amongst the best so that you can, for one, keep food on the table, but you can survive and live the life that you want to live and you deserve to live,
Yeah.
What did Biggie say? Damn right I live the life I live. I turned it from negative to positive and it's all good,
Right.
It just goes that way. That's just the way that life would turn out as long as you're doing what you love to do.
Okay. Okay. So I guess this leads me to my next question. With you being born into becoming an entrepreneur and actually living life as an entrepreneur, your legacy, if you have children, I know it's something that we haven't personally talked about or anything like that. Would this be something that you would encourage your children, or even maybe a niece or nephew or younger sister, whatever you want to put it, would you encourage them to choose that life of entrepreneurship?
So my nephew, man, I have a nephew named Chancell. Of course, I've said Chancell's Barbershop and I've said Chancell's Kennels. He got a variety of things that he can choose from that he decides to do.
Okay.
His dad is a entrepreneur. His grandfather is an entrepreneur. So those things that and his great grandfather and grandmother were entrepreneur. His grandmother was an entrepreneur. So teaching him these things would be easy. Him receiving these things would be the challenge.
Okay.
We've grown up in a time in 2024 to where actually entrepreneurship is on the rise.
Absolutely.
So it's easier for him than it would be for me, and it would have been for my dad, and it would have been for his dad. So I believe that the pavement, the ground is already set. He got a yellow brick road if that's the case that he want to choose,
Yeah.
All he has to do is do what I did, and I just listen to my father. All he got to do is listen to his uncle or his dad or his grandfather, and he's got it set. He could tweak his own life the way that he wants to go with social media and stuff. I just turned on the TV today, not the TV, TikTok today, and some other kid he's a millionaire, just being on TikTok doing what he loves and being an entrepreneur, So right. I tell my nephew, man, you can do that if that's what you want to do, but you're going to have to actually get up off your tail, get up and stick your mind to it and do it,
Yeah.
Like I say, consistency. And I believe that my nephew would be easy to teach in that realm because he comes to the shop with me every Sunday and helps me clean up the shop.
Okay.
He gets his hair cut by me. He knows what it's like to be at the barbershop for a while. He likes the idea of being at the shop. So if he adopted doing cosmetology, barbering, or even just doing dreads, in his spare time, I'm pretty sure that would be fairly easy for him to adopt,
Okay. All right. So, I'm catching words that you're saying in your presentation, and I like to use those to actually help me formulate questions for you because, we're unscripted, and I want to make sure, we keep this as real as we possibly can for everybody watching and listening. Okay. Challenges. That's the word you said. So how would you challenge a potential entrepreneur, somebody that look, I'm tired of working a 9 to 5. I'm about to do this SHIT for myself.
Yes.
What challenge you give to them?
Go to school and get licensed. First of all, if you want to be an entrepreneur, do it the legal way. I see too many people saying that they want to be an entrepreneur, but they don't want to go to do the hours. Go to school. If you want to do hair, go to school. If you want to be a nurse, go to school. Whatever, get certified in your entrepreneurship first. You know what I'm saying? Get educated in what it is you do. That is the challenge that I tell everyone. Like, it's so easy to get a passion and actually get paid for that passion.
Right.
If you love to do it, it's easy. Like, it
Absolutely.
really is. No one has to motivate you, but they got to motivate you to get legal. They got to motivate you to get on their paper. They got to motivate you to do the things that it takes for no one to force you back on the clock.
Right.
Because if you do have the heart of an entrepreneur, and so you got all these different hustles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you don't get your LLC, it's legal things that can come along with that.
Right.
If you don't get certified, it's legal things that can come along with that can ruin your whole idea of being an entrepreneur in the first place. So my number one challenge for everyone is to get educated and certified. Your passion and your presentation will grow after that because the foundation is already there. Get over the hard part. Get educated, get licensed, get an LLC, whatever it is that you need so that no one is being able to go against you doing what you love doing.
Right.
So I believe that is the biggest, hardest thing for any entrepreneur in any realm is actually just going through the legal steps to do it.
You heard it here first. I mean, it can't get any more black and white than that. So, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you believe that credentials are important in any craft that you're doing?
I believe that credentials are important, but I believe that you can't get better without experience.
Okay.
So if you don't have experience in doing whatever it is that you may be interested in doing or maybe having a growing passion in, you have to continue that. But a lot of reasons the only way, and I understand we got social media, so a lot of people will be like, well, we got social media and pictures and stuff, so that could be validation for credentials and stuff like that.
Right.
Your partners and your homies and all that don't have nothing to do whenever you're talking about credentials and being able to back up on paper what you have. A resume is real.
Yeah.
A picture can be photoshopped,
Right.
So I hear a lot of times people go, well, but I don't have time to.
Yeah.
You don't really want to do it if you don't have the time to do it. And those are included in your credentials. You didn't want to put in the effort to go all the way. You're never 100% if you don't go all the way. And that's a representation of your credentials.
All right. So look, like I say, he's dropping dimes, man. And like I say, he's not sugarcoating it. He's telling y'all exactly the way it is, man. This is truth, realness, and options. See, that's the truth. It can't get no more real than what he's saying. And he's telling you options to use to get to where you want to be. Okay, Bryston. We haven't talked as much about you being a barber and you actually having other titles. You're a babysitter.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
you're a therapist.
Yes.
A psychiatrist.
Yes.
Even a doctor.
Yes.
A relationship guru. Look, I can go on and on, man. Like, you're tackling a lot. So it's like, I would like to show you a lot of love because, for you to be able to take on all these tasks, you're taking care of animals and you're taking care of people on a daily basis, man. What do you do for your therapy? How do you get to wind down from going through what you're going through, doing your entrepreneur duties every day? How do you get to chill out?
So, whenever you at work, if you're overworked or consistently worked at any time, it'll feel like work. But honestly, if you love it, it is therapy along with it. It's a double-edged sword.
Okay.
So my therapy sometimes is being your therapist.
Okay.
In my chair. Your complaints, depending on where you are in life and all of that,
okay,
I can reflect on my life and go, whew, I'm glad I ain't got that going on.
That ain't
me. You know what I'm saying? It's things that I can learn just by listening, and it's so relaxing, man. It's rewarding. Little kids, if I start cutting your baby's hair at 8 months to a year, by the time your baby is 3, it's therapy to see that baby run in there and speak to me. Because that baby is happy to see me. That baby considers me a friend. That baby probably gonna tell me a bunch of information about you and your family that you didn't want me to know, but he feels so comfortable in speaking to me. It lets me know I've done my job. It makes the appointment that baby has therapeutic for me.
Okay.
As far as downtime on the actual work and what I find in my downtime, I love fishing.
Okay.
I love playing Apex. I hadn't gotten off into streaming like some of my friends, but I love fishing. It's very therapeutic. A lot of people ask me to visit me in my therapeutic realm, and I simply don't have time because, for one, that's my time, and for two, I'm very spur of the moment. You know, everybody need they smoke break. Well, fishing is mine a lot of times.
Okay.
So I don't mind sharing what spots I go to. I don't even mind giving out advice, but sometimes I'll wake up at 5:15 in the morning and go without the question. And if I got people wanting to go with me, it can no longer be therapeutic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I find therapy on being on the water or being around the water. Just a fish or watching a barber go under the water. It's so therapeutic to me, you know?
Okay.
So.
All right, so before we close, I heard that you're a big wrestling fan.
I was a wrestling fan back in my day. The new generation wrestling, no, but John Cena's entrance, pre-Chris Benoit's death, before Vince McMahon it was Kurt Angle paralyzed, chokeslammed off of the stairs.
You talking about Mankind? Are you talking about Mankind when he got chokeslammed by Undertaker off the stage?
Yeah. Okay. The before Kane's mask revealing young Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
That's my Batista when he first started, before the acting Batista.
Okay.
The
Drax.
Yes.
Before Drax.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Triple H himself, Sting even, you know.
Okay.
That's my wrestling life. You know, I loved it. I love SmackDown 2000.
Okay.
You know, Rikishi was my guy.
Okay.
You know, I was a big Rikishi fan. Thinking about it now that I've grown up, I'm not really a fan of his specials, but definitely on SmackDown 2000, I was a fan of it.
Okay. Look, man, you know, like I say, we know you're a very busy person. We really appreciate you coming on Truth, Realness, and Options.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Once again, this is season 5. Truth, Realness. I want to shout out the executive producer back there on the ones and twos, the keys. He's doing everything back there, Mr. Jeff Trotter. And y'all will see him soon because we want to know what inspired him to start this. And like I say, Bryston Smith is in the building. This is his second time coming through on the network. You know what I'm saying? What's your preferred method of contact? Because, you know, people contact you all the time, but so we can get the business straight. When do you want, or you're cool with people contacting you on a certain particular social media platform, your contact number, email? What's your preferred method of contact?
As unprofessional as this may sound, y'all can contact me anytime. On any platform, text me. Feel free to call me at any time. Well, don't call. Text me at any time. Don't call me anytime. Please don't call me at any time. Text me at any time, morning, noon, or night. Book an appointment. If you text me after 9 p.m., I'm probably going to be asleep, but you will get a response by 5 a.m., no later than 6 a.m., You can find me on social media via Bryston Smith on Facebook, B. Marcel S. on Instagram, Bryston the Barber on TikTok, and my phone number, people, is 318-751-5676. That's 318-751-5676. Book an appointment with me at any time. I am taking deposits for my next litter. I do not know when it will drop, but I am taking deposits for my next German Shepherd litter. Also, y'all follow my pages for fishing updates.
All right, y'all. Look, I've been texting him, so y'all on all these social media platforms, I've been texting. He texts right back. So if you see the colors, it's like a multitude of colors. He always texts back. I sent the messages, so I just want y'all to know that. He does reply. He responds. All right, man. Hey, man, I'm Darien Willis. This has been Truth, Realness, and Options. Hey, we really appreciate you, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. This is my third podcast. I look forward to being on more. I'm liking this style podcast, very much positivity, entrepreneurship, trying to be a positive role model. Y'all, do right. And consistency is the key.
All right, man. We go holla.